Welcome to Thomson Reuters. To begin, open your browser and navigate to your product's sign-in page. These steps are the same whether you're signing into CoCounsel or any of your Thomson Reuters products. If you have subscribed to a new product but have an existing Thomson Reuters account, just sign in and begin your work. For example, if you are new to CoCounsel but already have a Westlaw Precision or Practical Law subscription, you can sign in with your existing account. You do not need to enter a new registration key. If you are new to Thomson Reuters products and you have received a registration key via email, then select Create OnePass Profile. Now enter your email address and select Continue. Next, it's time to build your profile. Provide your first and last name and confirm your email address. You'll also see an option to add additional email addresses. This is especially useful if you have a paralegal or administrator who needs to receive account notifications. Once you've entered that information, select Continue. Now you'll need to create a username. As a best practice, use your business email address. After that, choose a password that meets the security requirements and confirm it. You'll also select a security question and provide an answer. Remember, usernames, passwords, and security question answers are case-sensitive. Once everything looks good, proceed to create your OnePass account. After creating your profile, select Register a Product to continue. From the drop-down menu, select your product from the list of Thomson Reuters offerings. Enter the registration key you received in your email. This key is essential for accessing your subscription. Assign a custom label to your registration key. This personalized label helps you easily identify which subscription you're accessing, especially valuable if you use multiple Thomson Reuters products. Once complete, save your product registration. As a OnePass user, you can now log in with your username and password on any Thomson Reuters product sign-in page, accessing multiple services with ease. Before selecting Sign In, you may also check the box next to the following optional settings. Save username and password, and remember me. If you experience any issues signing in, you have options. If you forgot your username, select Forgot Username. The Forgot Username window will appear. Enter your email and then select Recover Username. If you forgot your password, select Forgot Password. The Forgot Password window will appear. Enter your email and then select Reset Password. After making either request, check your email for additional instructions.
Welcome to Westlaw Advantage, where you can transform every legal inquiry into strategic insights. Harness agentic AI that autonomously analyzes, synthesizes, and delivers comprehensive research, capturing critical details and actionable answers that drive confident, informed decisions. Discover the power of deep research. Cut through legal complexity with confidence. Deep research uses agentic AI to rapidly analyze vast amounts of legal content, surface key precedents, and deliver clear, transparent insights, all in a fraction of the time traditional research requires. Spend less time sorting through results and more time building winning arguments, backed by comprehensive, accurate answers you can trust. Gain deeper insights and the confidence to respond efficiently to every challenge your case presents with Litigation Document Analyzer. Litigation Document Analyzer uncovers potential misrepresentations of the law throughout an entire document, not just within quoted material. It also analyzes opposing arguments, suggests potential counterarguments with supporting legal authority, and transforms complex complaints into clear and concise summaries. Navigate the complexities of legal claims with Claims Explorer. Use generative AI to help you find the strongest claims for your matter and avoid missing those that are relevant to your case. Simply enter the facts of your case and receive a list of claims to consider. Achieve unparalleled accuracy with precision research. Tailor your search with advanced filters for pinpoint results. Discover a more efficient way to find legally and factually similar cases. Run a search that gathers all the potentially relevant cases. Then filter your results by legal issue, fact pattern, motion type, outcome, and more. Explore AI Jurisdictional Surveys, providing a comprehensive overview of legal landscapes across jurisdictions at the click of a button. Streamline the process of creating comprehensive and up-to-date surveys of the law using generative AI. Start with a search query, and in minutes, have a solid starting point in every jurisdiction you need to research. AI Summaries for Dockets analyzes docket sheets, emphasizing critical case details, motions, and outcomes. You can also generate summaries of negative key cite treatments and other secondary sources, offering a comprehensive view of legal proceedings. Westlaw Advantage includes several additional tools. Litigation Analytics. Access valuable data-driven insights on judges, courts, attorneys, law firms, damages, and case types. Effectively manage client expectations and craft the strongest case strategy with Litigation Analytics. KeyCite Cited with allows you to see cases cited together in any proximity regardless of the citation relationship between them. KeyCite Overruled in part pinpoints the exact legal point invalidated in a case to avoid overlooking other valid legal principles. KeyCite Overruling Risk efficiently assesses when a legal point is implicitly undermined due to its reliance on an overruled or otherwise invalid prior decision. Ensure you're citing reliable authority with KeyCite Overruling Risk. Your clients count on you for answers. Westlaw Advantage helps you deliver them faster, smarter, and with absolute confidence. Elevate your practice today.
Begin your legal research with Westlaw Advantage. Powerful tools help you complete research quickly and confidently. To get started, go to westlaw.com. Consider bookmarking this page for fast access to Westlaw Advantage whenever you need it. If you use OnePass, enter your username and password to sign in. If you use a Thomson Reuters account, select Access with single sign-on below the username and password fields. Then enter your credentials. A client ID identifies your research session and is required to sign in. Common client identifiers across organizations include a topic or issue of law you are researching, a client matter number, your initials. If your organization practices cost recovery, a usage report may be run to filter your session by client ID. You can continue a recent research session by selecting one of the documents or searches on the right. Otherwise, select a client ID from the drop-down menu or enter a new client ID in the box. Then, when you're ready, select Start a New Session. After signing in and choosing a client ID, you'll arrive at the Westlaw Advantage homepage. In the top right corner, find links to History, Folders, My Links, including Favorites, Notifications, Help and Support, and Profile. Use these features to organize your research, save resources, stay informed, and customize your preferences. You can change your client ID or create a new one anytime. To adjust the homepage layout, use the settings next to the tab sections. Now let's look at the Tools tab. The Tools tab offers quick links to resources like Deep Research, Litigation Document Analyzer, Claims Explorer, and AI Jurisdictional Surveys. The Westlaw Advantage logo in the top left corner always returns you to the homepage. To access other Thomson Reuters products like CoCounsel or Practical Law, select the arrow next to the logo. Then choose a product to go to its homepage. You have several options for running searches on Westlaw Advantage. The first tab is Deep Research. Deep Research uses agentic AI to quickly analyze legal content, highlight key precedents, and deliver clear insights, saving you time and helping you build stronger arguments with reliable answers. At the top of the page, enter search terms using natural language or Boolean connectors. You can also enter citations or search for specific resources. As you type, suggestions for queries, precision research searches, and content matches appear below the search bar. If the suggestions don't fit your needs, try a broader plain language search and confirm the jurisdiction. To view results, press Enter or select the magnifying glass icon. Another option is the Precision Research tab, which uses advanced filters to pinpoint legally and factually similar cases. Filter results by legal issue, fact pattern, motion type, outcome, and more. Behind Precision Research, you'll find additional tabs. The Content Types tab lists all available content. Select a type to browse or search within that category. Access the key number system from this tab as well. The next tabs are Federal Materials and State Materials. Each tab provides resources specific to federal or state jurisdictions. Under the Practice Area tab, select a practice area to view resources, news, analysis articles, and standard content sets for that field. You can set a practice area page as your home page to see practice-specific resources when you sign in. My content includes your favorites, folders, and history, making it easy to organize and access your saved resources. In the center of the home page, find key features like Litigation Document Analyzer. Select any link to explore its details. Below the key features, review trending legal documents and news insights from Reuters. When you finish your research, select Sign Out in the top right corner to end your session.
You can quickly and easily determine what content is included in your Westlaw Advantage subscription by visiting the My Content page. Start by selecting the profile icon in the top right corner of the Westlaw Advantage homepage. Then select Subscription. By default, the page provides an alphabetical list of all the content included in your plan. You'll notice that some content is linked in blue, and some is not. All of the content listed within your My Content page is included in your subscription, whether it appears in blue or black type. A link indicates that the content has its own page within Westlaw Advantage. Use the alphabet at the top of the page to narrow your view to content that begins with a specific letter. You can also sort by content type or name in the upper right corner. In addition, you have the option here to download a copy of your Westlaw Advantage content in PDF. The list is now sorted by content types and then alphabetically within each section. You can narrow your view by selecting a content set from the drop-down in the upper left corner. You can also run a search for specific content from within the My Content page. Type your query into the global search bar, and you may select from the content pages that are suggested. Or hit Enter or select the orange magnifying glass to view your search results. If you try to access a document during your research that is not included in your plan, you will receive a warning that a charge will be incurred if you continue. At the bottom of every page is a link to a pricing guide for additional information on out-of-plan charges. WestSearch Plus is the legal search engine that powers Westlaw precision by leveraging artificial intelligence and exclusive editorial enhancements to help you find the most relevant content faster. For this example, let's search for employment discrimination. As you enter your terms, questions, and suggestions will begin generating within the search box drop-down, uncovering additional questions and materials you may have otherwise missed. These could include relevant cases, statutes, regulations, secondary sources, and key numbers. Once you select a suggestion from the drop-down, your result list will provide relevant headnotes that answer the question with links to the relevant cases. Responsive text is available for thousands of legal questions, so you can find the most relevant content before diving into a results list. With WestSearch Plus, you can quickly provide insights, answers, and advice to your clients or internal stakeholders.
Every legal professional knows that feeling. You need cases that match your exact situation. But with millions of decisions across multiple jurisdictions, how can you be confident you found the right ones? Whether you're searching for specific fact patterns, tracking procedural postures, or need cases from particular courts, Westlaw Advantage transforms complex case law research into a streamlined, comprehensive process. You'll discover the precise tools and techniques that help you find the most on-point cases quickly and ensure nothing critical slips through the cracks. To begin a case law search, first select the Content Types tab from the Westlaw Advantage homepage, then select Cases. You can narrow your jurisdiction further with the options below or begin entering your search in the search bar located above the content area. Two options exist for formulating your search in Westlaw Advantage. First, run a natural language search by forming your issue as a question or entering the main terms of your issue. When you use this method, predictive search options will appear with suggestions for your issue. You can select one of the suggestions or continue entering your terms, then select your jurisdiction and press Enter, or select the search button located to the right of the search bar. Run a more precise terms and connectors search for greater control. This method lets you enter a query consisting of key terms from your issue and connectors that specify the relationship between those terms. To view all available connectors and expanders, and use a template for your search, select Advanced. This page displays a list of the connectors and expanders on the right side of the page, a PDF image showing you the searchable fields for cases, and a template to help create a terms and connectors search. Imagine you're researching how to prove an antitrust injury and summary judgment motions. The synopsis and digest are two of the most common searchable fields in case law research. The synopsis field includes a brief summary of the case, the procedural posture, and the holding. The digest field includes West headnotes and topics. A headnote reflects a point of law made by the court. West editors create one headnote for every specific point of law covered in an opinion, helping you quickly determine what the case means and whether it's relevant to your issue or particular facts. Use these two fields in this example. In the synopsis field, enter summary /2 judgment. This searches for summary within 2 words of judgment. In the digest field, enter antitrust /p injure ! The exclamation point acts as a root expander to find injury, injured, and other variations. This means antitrust must appear in the same paragraph as any form of injury. Your search appears in the main search bar as you enter it. An ampersand appears between the two field searches, which means both must appear somewhere in the document. Select your jurisdiction and press Enter, or select the search button to run your search. Your results page displays several filter options in the filtering panel to narrow your results even further by many factors, including search within results, jurisdiction, date, reported status, judge, and more. The Precision Filters section provides filters that help you find cases that are legally similar to what you're researching. To find the most on-point case, these filters narrow results by legal issue and outcome, fact pattern, cause of action, motion type and outcome, party type, and area of law. Imagine you want cases where the motion for summary judgment was denied. Select a filter type from Precision Filters to open a pop-up window. In this case, select motion type and outcome. Select the Expand Control +sign next to Summary Judgment to see options for granted, denied, upheld lower court's decision, and reversed lower court's decision. 40 cases show the motion for summary judgment was denied. Check that box and select View 40 cases. Each editorially enhanced case with precision filter attributes includes a browse box with a brief summary of the legal issues, material facts, causes of action, and motion types for your search. You can also select more cases on this issue to find other cases involving this legal issue. On the results page, you have several options, including selecting the case name to view the full document. Check the boxes for documents you'd like to save to a folder or deliver. You can also use the highlighting options to scan your search results for specific language by highlighting keywords and phrases in up to 5 colors. Each document includes a keep option to add documents to your keep list. This feature lets you easily return to cases you find of interest later. You also have the option of collapsing cases you've found to be irrelevant or don't want to review again. Quickly locating the right statute is essential for effective legal research. Westlaw Advantage provides multiple ways to find statutes, like using a specific citation, browsing by topic, or searching by keyword. You'll learn how to choose the best method for any research scenario. To find a specific statute citation, enter the citation in the search box at the top of the page. For multiple citations, separate each with a semicolon. You can add up to 30 citations at once. There's no need to select a jurisdiction. Select the magnifying glass button to run your search. Your list of citations appears. Select the hyperlink to view the full document, or select the checkboxes to email or deliver your documents using the corresponding buttons. Several other tools help you quickly locate specific statute sections without searching. From the homepage, select the Content Types tab, then choose Statutes and Court Rules. Select your jurisdiction from the list to continue. Here, you'll see the table of contents and a search bar at the top of the page. The right sidebar provides several tools and resources, including the Find template, index, and popular name table. The Find template helps you quickly locate a specific statutory section by entering information in the provided fields. Find statutes by topic using the index. Run a search using the box at the top or navigate alphabetically below. Once you've located the topic you're interested in, select the topic to be taken to the corresponding statutory sections. If you know a law's common name but not its official citation, the popular name table helps you find the statute. Use the search bar at the top or browse alphabetically. When you find the act, select the hyperlink to view the codified sections. Run a keyword search using plain language or Boolean terms and connectors. First, navigate to the statutory jurisdiction you want to search. Then, enter your terms in the search bar at the top, or select the advanced link to the right of the search bar for help with Boolean searches. On the advanced page, a list of connectors and expanders appears on the right. Boxes on the left help you find documents containing specific elements, such as any of the terms or an exact phrase. Below, the thesaurus assists with adding synonyms and related topics. At the bottom, document fields let you refine your search. If you need help with statutory fields, select the PDF image on the right for guidance. For example, to search for debt collection and consumer in the preliminary and caption fields, enter your terms and select the magnifying glass button to run your search. Refine your results using filters on the left, such as date, statute title, and more. Select a hyperlinked title to open the full document, or select the checkboxes for the documents you want to add to a folder or deliver. With tools like the popular name table, statutory index, and intuitive table of contents,
to start searching for regulations on Westlaw Advantage, begin with the search bar. You can retrieve a regulation by citation, a plain language search, or a terms and connectors search. When you know the specific citation you want to retrieve, enter it in the search bar at the top of any page. For example, type 16 CFR 1112.15. Press Enter or select the search icon to open the document. You can enter up to 30 citations in the search box by separating them with semicolons. This allows you to quickly access multiple regulations at once. If you want to run a broader search, start by choosing a jurisdiction. Select the current jurisdiction setting. Select up to 3 jurisdictions. Or to start, it is recommended to choose all states and all federal, unless you want to focus on specific jurisdictions. Select the Save button. As you type, you'll see suggestions appear below the search bar. WestSearch leverages artificial intelligence to deliver relevant results and responsive text to thousands of legal questions so that you can search quickly and confidently. If these suggestions don't match your needs, try a broader, plain language search. To run your search, press Enter on your keyboard or select the search button. You can view the results overview page or select content types. Then select regulations. After you select a content type, you'll see a sort option at the top of the page. By default, results are ranked by relevance and include the most pertinent documents, even if they do not reference the exact terms in your search. You can also sort by other categories, such as table of contents. If there are terms within your query that you want to focus on, select the highlighting icon. Here you can select up to 5 different colors to highlight your most important terms or use your selected terms to generate new snippets for your search results. This helps you quickly scan your results list to identify the most relevant documents. You can narrow your search results by selecting filters in the left column. To select more than one filter, first select multiple. You can restore previous filters by selecting the Restore Previous Filters button. You can also use Search Within Results to easily narrow a broad search. Search Within Results uses Boolean terms and connectors rules. When searching for more than one word, use quotation marks around phrases or connectors between words. The search box provides sample searches to assist you.
When researching compliance requirements, client obligations, or regulatory frameworks, you often need to explore regulations without a specific citation. You have multiple pathways to access and explore regulations by topic in Westlaw Advantage. Access the table of contents for the Code of Federal Regulations or your state's regulations through 2 methods. First, search for the federal or state's regulations. Enter your search terms in the search bar located at the top of the homepage. Then select a result from the list. Alternatively, select the Content Types tab located in the main navigation of the Westlaw Advantage homepage. Next, select Regulations from the Content Type options. Select the jurisdiction link that corresponds to your research needs to access its table of contents. The sidebar contains specialized search tools and resources to help you locate specific regulations using the information you have. If you're looking for federal regulations on a particular topic, utilize the alphabetical index built into the table of contents for the Code of Federal Regulations. Browse topics alphabetically, or enter keywords in the search field, and select the search icon to filter results. Select a topic link to display all CFR sections relevant to that subject. Select the regulations citation link to open and review the full regulatory text.
Imagine you just spent a tremendous amount of time exploring and researching a legal issue, but you were interrupted by a meeting or phone call. It can be difficult to remember where you left off in your research or what may have been important during your research session. On Westlaw Precision, you can access your searches and documents you've already viewed for a full year. In addition, Westlaw Precision can help you understand what resources were most important to you in your search history. Begin by selecting History at the top of any Westlaw Precision page. A light box will appear with your most recent history. You can select the hyperlink for one of these options or select View All to see all your history. If you've selected View All, you will have the option of viewing your history by list or graphical view. In List View, you can sort your results in several ways, including event type, description, date or time, and client ID. On the left side, you can filter your results with event date, client ID, or event. In addition, you can run a keyword search to refine your results even further. Slide the toggle to the right if you'd like to apply multiple filters to results. Next, let's review your history with Graphical View. Graphical View of History provides detailed visualization of your previous Westlaw Precision activity so that you can efficiently retrace your steps and pick up where you left off. Graphical View is organized into separate anchored events, such as searches and document retrievals, which mark the beginning of each visualization. Anchor events are listed in reverse chronological order. Visualizations with 10 or more events are highlighted with a blue line to help you easily identify searches you interacted with most heavily. On the left side of the page, you have options to filter again by client ID, event type, and search term. Each displayed anchor event will tell you when the event took place, how long was spent on the events, and how many events are tied to it. To see your graphical history, select an arrow from one of your displayed events. All of the steps in your event are numbered in the order you conducted them. There are several display options available, including the ability to view the graphic display in full screen mode and minimize or maximize the size of the display. If you select the gear towards the top, right of the display, you can make several settings changes, such as emphasizing high-activity documents and minimizing low-activity documents. You may also download a copy of the display. High-activity documents are determined by an algorithm that tracks your actions such as delivering, foldering, annotating, linking to other documents, opening KeyCite tabs, time spent viewing resources, and more. Documents with which you had no interactions or minimal viewing time will be considered low activity and will display as smaller event boxes. To return to a search, document, or KeyCite, select its box or circle. A preview pane will appear. The preview pane contains additional details, including the notes or highlights you added to a document or a list of filters you applied. You can return to the search, document, or KeyCite by selecting the hyperlink. If you're viewing a document, you can folder or email it from the preview pane. Treatises and practice guides can get you up to speed in new areas of the law or provide expert guidance in familiar ones. They can quickly reveal major concepts, commonly used terms, and procedures used by expert practitioners. Westlaw Precision has an unmatched collection of these resources to assist you in your day-to-day practice. To find treatises specific to a practice area, begin by selecting the Practice Areas tab from the homepage. You can browse the various practice areas to focus on a specific area of law. Let's select corporations. On the practice area page, there are several things you can do. For example, if this is a page you'll be referring to frequently, you can save this page as a favorite by selecting Add to Favorites. You can also search across the content available by choosing the Select All Content box below the search bar. Then simply enter your search terms in plain language or terms and connectors. Select your jurisdiction and hit Enter or select the orange magnifying glass. Your search results will only include resources for your chosen practice area. To focus in specifically on treatises and practice guides for your chosen practice area, first select the hyperlink for secondary sources from this page. On the secondary sources page, you'll now see that you can filter the resources in several ways, including by title, jurisdiction, and publication type. You also have the option to search the resources on this page by using the bar at the top and selecting your jurisdiction. To learn more about a publication, select the eye to the right of the title, which brings you to the Scope screen. The Scope screen will provide you additional information on the contents of the publication, such as the author, when it was last updated, and content highlights. To see the table of contents for a publication, simply select the hyperlink of the name. To expand the chapters, select the plus sign to expand the section and browse the topics available. Browsing the table of contents is particularly useful if you're already somewhat familiar with the publication and its contents and just need to review a specific section of the publication. If you are less familiar with which sections would be most relevant to your research or task, you may also conduct a search in the publication using the bar at the top of the page. Let's say you're interested in learning more about the purchase of commercial real estate. Using the search bar at the top of the page, type in purchasing commercial real estate or related search terms, and then hit Enter or the orange magnifying glass. On the results page, select any of the hyperlinked sections to view more of the document or filter results on the left-hand side of the page by searching within your results, narrowing by jurisdiction, and more. In addition, results may be sorted in several ways, including relevance, date, most cited, and table of contents. Let's return to the homepage to explore other state-specific practice guides that may be helpful to you. Select the Westlaw Precision logo in the top left-hand corner of your screen. Westlaw contains numerous practice guides. These are how-to publications and may include items such as checklists and forms, as well as cases, statutes, and regulations most applicable to your practice. Practice guides can assist you in developing a more comprehensive understanding of a topic or task. To find practice guides specific to a state, select the State Materials tab from the homepage and choose your jurisdiction. Let's use Texas as an example. State jurisdiction pages have all the resources available for that jurisdiction. You can search all the content from this page with the bar at the top or select your preferred content down below. If you scroll down further on this page, you'll find secondary sources and a link for the Texas Practice Series. Now you may save this practice series to your favorites. Search across the series with the search bar at the top of the page or select a section of the series you're interested in to search or view the table of contents. Secondary sources are designed to get you up to speed quickly, so you can confidently tackle the work in front of you. Westlaw Precision contains a wide variety of secondary sources, such as legal encyclopedias, treatises, and law reviews and journals that provide a strong starting point for research on an unfamiliar topic and can guide you to leading case law. You can access secondary sources a variety of ways. From the homepage, begin typing your search in the search bar. As you type, relevant publications may appear in the search box below. You can also access them directly by selecting secondary sources under the Content Types tab. When you need an overview or quick answer on a number of topics, the secondary sources library is a great place to start. However, sometimes it can be difficult to determine which sources to use. To make this process easier, you can browse by type, including law reviews and journals and text and treatises. This works well when you already know where you'd like to start your research, but it can take some time to learn go-to sources, especially when you are newer to an area of practice. When working with federal law, it is often helpful to start with ALRs and encyclopedias. Text and treatises or practice guides are a great starting point for state-specific or practice area-specific topics. Another way to browse secondary sources is by topic. This allows you to quickly review the types of resources available for specific practice areas and topics, and is a great way to discover top resources to reference in your practice area. To browse a list of all available secondary sources, select the full secondary sources library link under Tools and Resources, or you can use the search bar to locate relevant materials. Let's look at an example search. Are student loans dischargeable in bankruptcy? As you can see, there are a variety of sources available to you. Use the filters on the left to narrow down your results using additional search terms. Filter by jurisdiction, publication name, and so on. In any search result, be sure to take note of the title of the secondary source that the information is from. If you find a helpful title, you may want to explore more of it as a part of your research. An on-point secondary source can give you necessary background and serve as an excellent jumping-off point for continued research and links to relevant primary law. Attorneys are often looking for current and adaptable forms to use in their practice. Frequently, you'll end up searching for them on the internet, asking a colleague for an example, or repurposing an old one. This can take a significant amount of time as you sift through results, and you risk ending up using outdated documents. Westlaw Precision has hundreds of thousands of up-to-date forms available covering many jurisdictions and practice areas. Form Finder on Westlaw Precision makes it easy and fast to search the most comprehensive, current collection of national forms, which draws from large form sets, individual analytical titles, statutes, and regulations. Let's begin by selecting forms from the Westlaw Precision homepage under the Content Types tab. On the Form Finder page, you can browse forms in several ways, including by state, by topic, or by publication. You can also run a search across all forms from this page by using the search bar at the top of the page and selecting your jurisdiction. For our example, let's go ahead and select the advanced link to the right of the search bar. You'll be provided with a template to assist you in running a search. On the advanced search page, there are several different fields that forms may be searched by, including topic, form type, search term, or form title. Let's say you are looking for an example of a quitclaim deed. You can begin by going to form title and typing in quitclaim deed. Then in the top right-hand corner of the screen, select your jurisdiction you want to search and select the magnifying glass to run your search. On the results page, you can narrow your results further on the left by using search within the results for additional terms, or selecting a filter such as jurisdiction, content type, publication name, practice area, and more. Perhaps you are wanting to find a quitclaim deed specific to Minnesota. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can select Minnesota for your jurisdiction. You can now easily see there are 9 forms available for Minnesota. Now let's explore how you can find forms specific to a practice area. Select Westlaw Precision in the top left-hand corner of the screen to return to the homepage. On the homepage, select the tab for practice areas and select your specific practice area. On the practice area pages, you can run a search at the top of the page and select the content you want to search by check-marking the boxes that you're interested in or selecting one of the content sets to narrow down your content even further. Select Forms. On the practice area form finder page, you can run a search at the top of the page, narrow your content set further by state or publication, or select the advanced search to get assistance with creating a more precise field-based search. KeyCite is the comprehensive, editorially reviewed citation service available on Westlaw. You can use it to instantly see if your case, statute, regulation, administrative decision, patent, or trademark has had any negative treatment, and to find citing references to support your legal argument. As you research, KeyCite flags will appear within your result list, so you can quickly determine which documents are still good law and which may require a closer look. From a results list, select the flag to be taken directly to that document's negative treatment tab. If you'd like to see the KeyCite flags on citations within a case, select the Show KeyCite Flags button to select the flags you want to see. Select Apply. The case will reload with the selected KeyCite flags. This makes it easier for you to evaluate the case without having to jump back and forth between authorities and their KeyCite information. Yellow flags are the most common KeyCite flag and alert you to negative references or events that may impact your use of that document. Red flags indicate that for one or more of the points of law in the document, it's no longer good law. Red striped flags indicate that a case is no longer good for at least one identified point of law. A blue striped flag signals that the case has been appealed to a federal appellate court, excluding appeals originating from agencies. The KeyCite Overruling Risk Warning indicates that a document may no longer be good for at least one point of law based on its reliance on an overruled or otherwise invalid prior decision. When viewing a case, you'll notice a series of tabs across the top of the page. These tabs are powered by KeyCite and are designed to help you further analyze and evaluate your search results. Currently, you are viewing a case. The tabs will differ based on the type of document you're viewing. For example, if you navigate to a statute, you'll notice that you can now view notes of decisions as well as history, citing references, and context and analysis. Remember, even if a document does not show any KeyCite warnings, citing references can be a great way to expand your research and find additional support relevant to your legal issue. Westlaw also makes it easy for you to go straight to a KeyCite result for a specific document. Just enter KeyCite or KC followed by the citation in the search bar at the top of the page, then select the orange magnifying glass. Westlaw brings you directly to the KeyCite information for the document. If at any point in your research you need a reminder of the meaning of a KeyCite flag, select the Powered by KeyCite icon at the top of your case, statute, regulation, administrative decision, patent, or trademark for a description of each flag. KeyCite overruling risk warns when a point of law in a case has been implicitly undermined based on its reliance on an overruled or otherwise invalid prior decision. Let's look at an example. Say you are filing a motion for attorney fees and are citing Corcoran versus Columbia Broadcasting Company. You want to know if Corcoran is still good law, so you start typing Corcoran versus Columbia Broadcasting Company into the search bar. Select the link from the search box drop-down. Corcoran has a red striped KeyCite flag because it has been overruled in part by Cadkin versus Luce. Select the link to Cadkin to view the case. Select the next search term arrow to see that Corcoran was overruled in part on the point of allowing defendants to recover attorneys' fees as prevailing parties where the plaintiff voluntarily dismissed the lawsuit. Corcoran is the only case that was mentioned as overruled, so it is the only case that gets a red striped KeyCite flag. Childress versus Heckler cited Corcoran for the same point of law for which it was overruled. Type Childress versus Heckler in the search bar and select the case name. Powered by state-of-the-art artificial intelligence, leveraging attorney-edited annotations, Westlaw Precision displays an overruling risk warning to caution that a point of law in the case might have been implicitly undermined based on its reliance on an overruled or otherwise invalid prior decision. Select the next search term arrow to be taken directly to the portion of the case that is at risk of being overruled. Alternatively, if you select the Negative Treatment tab, there is an Overruling Risk section that specifically calls out the KeyCite overruling risk. The overruled or abrogated case is listed along with the overruling or abrogating case. Use KeyCite overruling risk to minimize the risk of citing to implicitly invalidated authority. When you're researching case law and you find language that's pertinent to your issue, you often want to find other similar cases. Locating additional cases can consume an inordinate amount of time as you try to filter through additional cases in your query or reconfigure your search using similar language. Several tools on Westlaw Precision can help make your research easier and faster. Imagine you're researching antitrust injuries and have found a directly on-point case. On the case you want to review, you'll see tabs at the top of the page that provide additional information relevant to your case. Let's begin on the Document tab. There are several enhancements that make it easy for you to jump to the section most relevant to your issue and to further your research. First is the synopsis, which describes the background of the case, who sued whom and why, plus what happened in the case prior to the current decision. Further down the page, you'll see headnotes. A headnote is a single sentence that reflects the point of law made by the court. One is created for every specific point of law covered in an opinion, so you can quickly determine what the case means and whether it's relevant to your issue or particular facts. To see where that particular point of law is discussed within the text of the opinion, select its number to jump to that section of the case. When you're finished reviewing that portion of the opinion, simply select the number again to return to the headnotes, or select West Headnotes via the table of contents on the left side of your screen. Next to each headnote, you'll see a corresponding topic and key number. Topics within the key number system are broad in scope and then subdivide into more specific categories, allowing you to easily drill down to relevant cases. Select a key number to retrieve additional cases that discuss that specific point of law. Finding one on-point case will lead you directly to others within your jurisdiction or any other, so you can be sure you don't miss anything. When attorney editors craft the synopsis and headnotes, they include legal synonyms, terms of art, and the parties' legal relationships so you don't miss relevant cases if your query doesn't include the exact term or phrase. You've found language in this case for your issue, and now you'd like to find similar cases. Highlight the text you're interested in and right-click. Then select Submit to Quick Check from the context menu. Submitting the text to Quick Check will open a panel on the right containing up to 5 of the top Quick Check recommendations. Quick Check produces a report with recommendations for additional relevant authority to ensure you haven't missed anything. If you are continuing to read the document while your recommendations are processing, you can select Go to Selected Text to return to your highlighted text in the document. If you want to minimize the Quick Check panel, use the line and arrow icon to make it smaller. Opening the table of contents will also make the Quick Check recommendations panel smaller. While reviewing recommendations in the panel, you can expand individual recommendations using the Show More link or use the Detail selector. You can also view a full report. Returning to the top of the screen, the next tab is Filings. The Filings tab provides links to documents related to the case you're viewing, such as briefs and motions. The next tab, Negative Treatment, lists cases that provide direct negative treatment of the underlying case, as well as negative citing references. The depth of treatment bars in the depth column indicates the extent to which the citing case discusses the cited case, and the numbers in the headnote column indicate which headnotes in the cited case contain the points of law discussed by the citing cases. The next tab, History, displays a linked case history timeline. You may use this timeline to take a closer look at prior decisions or to see how the matter moved through the courts. The next tab is Citing References. Here you can drill down into the cases, statutes, and secondary sources that have cited your document. To ensure you're seeing the citing references most important to your research, use the filters on the left side of the screen. The Cited With tab allows you to quickly see cases that are cited along with key cases from your research. Sometimes it can be difficult to find connections between two cases that are heavily cited for related issues because they never cite each other. On the left side of the page, you'll see filters for both citing relationship and citing proximity. The Citing Proximity filter allows you to filter a cited with list based on where cited with documents appear in relation to each other in a single document. Selecting the blue eye icon provides you specific proximity descriptions. The Citing Relationship filter gives you 3 options. No direct citing relationship. This allows you to filter to cases that are cited together, where neither cites to or is cited by the other. Cited by filters to cases where the case in the cited with list is cited by the case you started from. Cited to filters to cases where the case in the cited with list is citing to the case you started from. Cases that cite to both cited with cases are listed in a separate panel when you select the Co-Citing Cases button. A panel will open over your working page, allowing you to review a list of cases citing to both cited with cases. The case you started on is highlighted in yellow. The case it is cited with is highlighted in teal. Use the More Like This tab to find additional relevant cases that can be used to strengthen your argument. On the left, you will find options to narrow your results by legal issue, fact pattern, cause of action, motion type, and party type. You're interested in finding more cases involving statutory standing. Select Legal Issue and then checkmark the box next to Statutory Standing. Now you can see how many cases involve the same issue. Finally, the Table of Authorities tab displays cases that the current document relies upon as authority. Look for KeyCite flags to determine if the underlying authority is still good law.
Verifying case authority and identifying negative treatment often means sifting through extensive citing references. AI-generated summaries in KeyCite help you quickly understand both negative treatment and how other authorities have cited your case. These summaries distill the most significant negative impacts and key citing references into a clear, efficient overview. You can verify authority and strengthen your research with confidence. From the Negative Treatment tab of a case, select the Summarize Negative Treatment button. An AI summary is generated using up to 20 documents from negative treatment and will always include the most severe negative treatment. Navigate to the Citing References tab and select Cases to access the Summarize Citing References button. KeyCite generates an AI summary using case citing references. With AI summarization built into KeyCite, you can move from insight to action faster than ever.
Westlaw Precision makes it easy to quickly compare and analyze changes made to a statute or regulation. With Statutes Compare and Regulations Compare, you'll be able to reduce the time spent manually comparing legislative changes. For this example, we'll use a statute, but the process is the same for regulations. Start by pulling up your citation. To compare the current version to the previous version, select Compare Versions in the upper right corner of your screen. A new window will appear with the comparison. At the top of the document, you can see the dates of the two versions you are comparing. You can also see how many additions and deletions appear between the two versions. Text that was deleted from the latest version is shown in red, with strike-throughs, and text that was added is shown in blue with highlights. This can help you to determine how significant the changes are and assess what impact that has to the work at hand. In the top left corner are arrows that you can use to jump from one change to the next. If you prefer, you can view the changes in a text format by selecting the highlight slider. Plus and minus icons indicate text that has been added or removed from the latest version. Select the Delivery button to print, download, or email a comparison. You can also access Statutes Compare by selecting Versions from the History tab on the document you are viewing. Select the Add to Compare button under any two versions and then select Compare in the right column. Again, you can instantly see the changes between the two versions of the statute. Statutes Compare and Regulations Compare are available for all statutes with versions and the Code of Federal Regulations. What could sometimes take hours to do with manual redlining can now be done in a matter of seconds.
Advising clients, updating policies, or researching legislative history often requires comparing different versions of statutes, a process that can be time-consuming. Statutes Compare on Westlaw Advantage helps you quickly identify changes, so you can spend less time manually reviewing legislative updates. After you go to the statute you want to review, you have two options for comparing versions. To see the current version alongside the previous version, select the Compare Versions button in the upper right corner of the document. A new window opens showing the changes between versions. At the top, review the dates for each statute version. You'll also see the total number of additions and deletions. Deleted text appears in red with a strike-through, while added text appears in blue with highlights. This visual summary helps you quickly assess the significance of each change and its potential impact. Use the arrows in the top left to move from one change to the next. If you prefer, select the Highlights toggle to view the changes in a simplified text format. The plus icon marks added text, and the minus icon marks text that has been removed in the latest version. To print, download, or email the comparison, select the Delivery button. Statutes often include minor edits, but missing key changes can have serious consequences. Select the Summarize Comparison button to request an AI-generated summary, highlighting the most substantive and important differences. Here, you can see that amendments to this Minnesota statute resulted in several significant structural and substantive changes to minimum wage payment law. To access Statutes Compare another way, select Versions from the History tab in your document. Select Add to compare under two versions, then choose Compare in the right column. You can instantly review changes between any two statute versions. Instead of spending hours on manual redlining, Statutes Compare completes the task in seconds. Tracking changes across multiple versions of regulations can be overwhelming. Manually comparing dense regulatory text to identify additions, deletions, and amendments is time-consuming and prone to error. Regulations Compare on Westlaw Advantage streamlines this process by automatically highlighting what's changed between any two versions of a regulation, letting you instantly see red-lined differences side by side. With this tool, you can quickly understand how regulations have evolved and ensure you're working with the most current requirements, saving valuable time while reducing compliance risks. After you go to the regulation you want to review, you have two options for comparing versions. To see the current version alongside the previous version, select the Compare Versions button in the upper right corner of the document. A new window opens showing the changes between versions. At the top, review the dates for each regulation version. You'll also see the total number of additions and deletions. Deleted text appears in red with a strike-through, while added text appears in blue with highlights. This visual summary helps you quickly assess the significance of each change and its potential impact. Use the arrows in the top left to move from one change to the next. If you prefer, select the Highlights toggle to view the changes in a simplified text format. The plus icon marks added text, and the minus icon marks text that has been removed in the latest version. To print, download, or email the comparison, select the Delivery button. Regulations often include minor edits, but missing key changes can have serious consequences. Select the Summarize Comparison button to request an AI-generated summary, highlighting the most substantive and important differences. Here, you can see that amendments to this regulation resulted in several changes, most notably in subsection B, concerning the same employer limitation. To access regulations Compare another way, select Versions from the History tab in your document. Select Add to compare on two versions, then choose Compare in the right column. You can instantly review changes between any two regulation versions. Instead of spending hours on manual redlining, Regulations Compare completes the task in seconds.
As you research, do you create a research outline in another program, such as Microsoft Word? Do you regularly copy and paste text and citations from Westlaw into other documents? Now you can create a customizable research outline right in Westlaw Precision by dragging and dropping text snippets and citations into Outline Builder. In addition, you can add notes to help you capture your thoughts as you research. This allows you to save and organize your research as you go and easily use your outline to find additional research you may have otherwise missed. When you're done, simply export your outline to Microsoft Word. That means one less program to have to navigate while you're concentrating on building your research outline. To begin, open the Outlines panel on the right side of the page when viewing a document. Outline Builder will automatically display the last outline you were working on. If you need to create a new outline, select the full page link. A list of all your outlines will appear on the left. To select another outline, select the hyperlinked name. To create a new outline, select Create Outline. Select the pencil icon to change the name of your outline. Note that you can submit your outline to Quick Check right from this page. Quick Check will analyze your outline for gaps in your research with a quickly reviewable report. Then, select Return to Document. To add text to your outline, highlight the text and left-click. A light box will appear which will allow you to either drag and drop the selected text into your outline or select the Add to Outline link. Within the outline, hover and select Add to create new issue headings or add your own notes. In the outline, you can widen the panel, rearrange sections using drag and drop, collapse the outline, and download or email a copy in Microsoft Word.
Imagine having instant access to citations for any rule of law you can recall, even without remembering the exact case name or source. Parallel search delivers precisely that capability, transforming how you support your legal arguments with authoritative precedent. Parallel search finds case law by identifying conceptually similar sentences to your query. The feature understands synonyms and relationships between words and ideas, locating relevant cases even when they don't use your exact phrasing. To get started, select the Parallel Search tile from any Westlaw Advantage search page. Next, select your jurisdiction and enter your query. Here are a few tips for creating your parallel search query. Enter a sentence or legal concept to find cases with conceptually similar sentences. Write your query as a full sentence of between 5 and 30 words. Query length has an impact on the length of results returned, and a short phrase may not produce useful results. A query that's a lengthy paragraph can also be problematic. Include a legal concept in addition to any factual statements. Parallel search can work with any type of sentence, but it returns sentences from the common law, judicial opinions. Due to the nature of the underlying data, sentence queries that are either a legal concept or a hybrid of a legal concept, in fact, will typically find the most on-point results. When searching for concepts that are frequently discussed in the common law, small adjustments to your query can result in pronounced changes in your results. Try slightly rephrasing your query to fine-tune your results. Parallel search considers punctuation when analyzing queries but ignores capitalization. Sentences that occur frequently throughout the law will likely bring back verbatim results. Parallel search will return up to 25 of the most relevant results per query. Search for staff hours are recoverable as attorney's fees. Then select the search icon to run your search. Up to 25 results are displayed. To narrow your results, use the filters on the left, such as jurisdiction, date, reported status, and search within results. Select the boxes to the left of the result to folder or deliver your results. Select the hyperlinked name to be taken to the beginning of the document, or select the text to navigate directly to where the matching language appears in the document. Creating a statutory survey using traditional research methods is arduous work. You might start by searching each state for their laws, trying to find the correct language for each jurisdiction. Then, you need to review and summarize your findings. This can take 10 to 20 hours, depending on how many jurisdictions and laws you must review. Westlaw's generative AI skill, AI Jurisdictional Surveys, allows you to expedite the long process of creating a survey. Imagine you represent a bank headquartered in Delaware, with branches in all 50 states. Your client recently learned that Delaware will require companies to offer a way for consumers to opt out of sharing their data. Given the news of this new law in Delaware, your client wants to know the opt-out laws and the penalties for violating them in all states where they do business. They want this advice by end of the day. Begin by selecting the AI Jurisdictional Surveys tile from the Westlaw Advantage homepage. You'll want to search in all states for whether there are consumer opt-out rights and any penalties for violating them. Here are a few tips for writing an effective query. Write a clear, concise, and focused query that can be answered by statutes. Do not write the query in the style of a prompt, command, or instruction. Do not add jurisdictions or words that indicate jurisdictions to a query. Focus on a single issue or question. Avoid using proper names of people, parties, or places. Let's use the search, do customers have opt-out rights against having their personal data sold? And what are the penalties for violating those rights? Then select the 50 states for your jurisdictions. If you'd like to include cases in your results, checkmark the box. Finally, press the Create Survey button. AI Jurisdictional Surveys will begin to process your query. You may opt to have an email sent to you when the survey is ready, so you can continue to work. AI Jurisdictional Surveys uses large language models, a type of generative AI. and focuses the models on the language of statutes and other primary law to improve accuracy. In addition, primary law is referenced in the responses with the actual language from the source, and links are included to read the full primary law documents. Even with these and other precautions, AI jurisdictional surveys can occasionally produce inaccuracies, so it should always be used as part of a research process in connection with additional research to fully understand the nuance of the issues and further improve accuracy. The AI-generated list of potential claims can be extraordinarily useful for getting an overview of the issues and pointers to primary authority. But it should never be used to advise a client, write a complaint, or otherwise be relied on without doing further research. When your results are returned, you have a survey that gives you a solid starting point in every jurisdiction you need to research. On the left, you can filter your results by jurisdiction. Let's look at Connecticut. You find that Connecticut does have the right to opt out of the sale of their personal data, and one of the civil penalties includes imposing up to a $5,000 penalty per violation. Next, let's look at Florida. Florida gives consumers opt-out rights and imposes up to a $50,000 penalty per violation. Save a copy of the report by selecting the button to the left of New Survey. You can also find a copy of completed surveys in History.
Whether you're conducting research in Westlaw, reviewing guidance in practical law, or drafting in the CoCounsel Microsoft Word add-in, CoCounsel is integrated into the tools you already use. You'll discover how to access and use CoCounsel Chat's capabilities across each platform to streamline your legal work. In Westlaw, including Westlaw Edge, Westlaw Precision, and Westlaw Advantage, find the CoCounsel Chat menu in the lower right corner of the page. Select the up arrow icon to expand the CoCounsel Chat panel. You'll find several options. Select a previous chat or matter from the menu icon, the three horizontal lines, in the top left corner. In the top right corner of the panel, close CoCounsel, expand CoCounsel to full view, or select the More Options icon, the three dots, to move CoCounsel to the left, hide CoCounsel, or open CoCounsel on the web. Upload documents to use in the chat, including those saved to a CoCounsel database. Enter text in the chat box to begin a conversation about your legal task or question. Select Library to access prompts, skills, and workflows. Library opens a page displaying filters on the left, including favorites, practice area, tags, category, and type. Matching cards appear on the right. Select a card to use the prompt, skill, or workflow. At the top of the page, enter a search term, or sort cards by alphabetical order, last updated, most used, or recently used. Select the star icon in the lower right corner of a card to save it as a favorite. After selecting a card, follow the on-screen instructions to use your prompt, skill, or workflow. If you are actively on a case in Westlaw, or a practice note in practical law, and you access CoCounsel Chat, you can ask questions about the open case or practice note. Examples of questions to ask CoCounsel include, what is the court's holding in this case? Or give me a summary of this practice note. Use one of the pre-written question buttons under Explore Your Document, or use the chat box to formulate your own question. The top left corner of the response indicates CoCounsel is using the case or practice note to answer your question. This is how you can confirm CoCounsel is using a document you're viewing to respond, rather than a CoCounsel skill, to answer your question. In the CoCounsel Microsoft Word add-in, select the Chat tab at the top of the CoCounsel drafting panel. Select the menu icon, the three horizontal lines, to access prior chats and matters, the upload icon to add documents, or enter text to begin chatting. Select the library icon to access customized skills, prompts, and workflows. All the things you love about the CoCounsel library are available here. CoCounsel Chat delivers reliable legal insights directly within Westlaw, practical law, and the Microsoft Word add-in. keeping your workflow uninterrupted.
Imagine working on an employment law case where a qualified female candidate was not hired for a management position. The company emphasizes that they hired other women that same month. However, you want to verify whether hiring some individuals from the same protected class actually protects an employer from failure to hire discrimination claims. Use deep research to explore your topic in depth and receive fully cited reports. Deep research quickly analyzes large volumes of legal content, highlights key precedents, and delivers clear, transparent insights much faster than traditional research. While CoCounsel's appearance may vary slightly across platforms and with product updates, the core concepts and functionalities demonstrated in this video remain consistent. Your access to certain skills may depend on your organization's subscription. As a reminder, the CoCounsel skill or workflow is available anywhere you access CoCounsel. To get started, select the Deep Research tab. Deep Research uses large language models, a type of generative AI, and focuses the models on the language of cases, statutes, and other primary law to improve accuracy. In addition, primary law is referenced in the responses with the actual language from the source, and links are included to read the full primary law documents. Even with these and other precautions, deep research can occasionally produce inaccuracies. So it should always be used as part of a research process in connection with additional research to fully understand the nuance of the issues and further improve accuracy. Don't use it as a replacement for thorough research. Deep research searches cases, statutes, regulations, administrative law decisions, practical law content, select secondary sources, and current awareness content. There are 3 report options designed to meet different legal research requirements and time constraints: 3 minutes, 7 minutes, or 10 minutes. The 3-minute option is ideal for simple issues or brief answers. The 7-minute option offers more in-depth research and additional verification steps, suitable for most questions. The default 10-minute option builds on the standard report and includes arguments, authority on both sides of the issue, and related topics. Enter your legal question in the text box, then select up to 3 jurisdictions using the jurisdiction selector. Here are tips to get your best response. Do not write your query as a prompt, command, or instruction. We designed Deep Research to excel at substantive legal research, so no complex prompting is required. Just ask a question that is clear, 1 to 2 sentences long, and focuses the AI as it conducts its research. Include specific context and key terms in your query. Include key details like citations, jurisdictions, material facts, and key terms in your query. Providing specific details will help the AI find the most relevant documents and concepts necessary to answer your questions. Before submitting your query, you can request to receive the report by email. When you are ready, select the up arrow to send your request. Deep Research starts processing your request. Deep Research creates a research plan showing how your query will be addressed, then executes each step and provides key findings throughout the process. The report provides a dynamic table of contents and inline citations with KeyCite flags when available. At the top, you have several tabs including Verify, to assist with verifying legal assertions and cited authorities, Enhance to help you refine the report, Follow-ups to ask additional questions to clarify or expand on information. Sources includes summaries of citations and relevant excerpts, and research steps. Selecting a link in the table of contents brings you directly to that section of the report. The additional content included in the 10-minute report are arguments and rebuttals, cases on both sides, practical implications, recent developments, and related issues. At the top of the report, you'll find a summary of key findings. In the top right corner, you'll find a link to share the report and options to save the report in a folder or download it. Selecting an inline link opens a box with a link to the full document in a new tab, an AI document summary, and the specific section that supports the answer in the report. Even high-quality AI-generated research requires careful human review. Verify enables you to assess deep research reports and explore additional relevant authority, helping ensure confidence before finalizing your work. The tool supports review of legal assertions and verification of citations and supporting passages. The table presents each assertion, identifies citations requiring verification, and provides options to further investigate using additional tools, such as searches and key numbers. On the Enhance tab, you have the option to answer questions to better refine your report. Enter text in the boxes where you wish to answer the question, and then select the Generate New Report button in the lower right corner of the page. Now you will see Deep Research is updating its response and providing new research steps. Once Deep Research has completed the update, you'll be taken to a new report. You can navigate back to your first version using the drop-down menu in the top right corner of the page. In the Sources tab, view KeyCite flags, access the full document in a separate tab, review the AI document summary, and see the supporting section for each citation, just as with inline citations. Imagine you're working on a commercial dispute and need to know whether prejudgment interest can be awarded on an arbitration decision in Illinois. You can run a natural language search in Westlaw Advantage. For example, enter arbitration and prejudgment interest and select the jurisdiction. With AI Relevancy Overviews, when you run a WestSearch, also known as a natural language search, you get a quick, contextual summary of why each case might be relevant to your search terms, helping you decide faster which cases are worth a deeper look. In the results, select the Why is this relevant button below the details of the case. Westlaw Advantage begins to prepare your summary. Rather than a general case summary, the overview focuses on why the result is relevant to your specific search. AI-powered relevancy helps legal researchers find the most pertinent case law quickly and with greater precision. When you use natural language to explore legal issues, use AI Relevancy Overviews to identify the cases that matter most. When representing a defendant, quickly reviewing a complaint helps you identify the plaintiff, understand the allegations, and determine the relief sought. Gathering details like the event timeline allows you to develop a strong defense strategy and guide your client on next steps. Now you can do so quickly and efficiently with complaint analysis in Litigation Document Analyzer. To get started, go to the homepage for Westlaw Advantage and select the Litigation Document Analyzer tile. Next, select Analyze a Complaint. Either upload a copy of your complaint or enter the complaint text. Your data remains secure throughout this process. Files and text entries are encrypted during transfer and storage. Complaint analysis processes your input to generate a report and deletes the file or text after analysis is complete. Reports are temporarily available for up to 24 hours before expiration. The generative AI model uses a zero-retention API, and inputs are not accessible to Thomson Reuters employees or contractors. For this example, add a copy of your complaint file. Select your file and then press Open. Next, select Start Analysis. Complaint analysis begins processing your request and displays progress updates. The analysis consists of 4 tabs: Summary, Claims, Event Timeline, and Defenses. The Summary tab provides an overview, including case details, parties, key claims, and relief sought. Download a copy of the report in PDF format with the Download button in the top right corner of the page. The Claims tab organizes complaint information by claim, showing related parties, facts, and relief sought. Filter by party on the left to see which claims are brought against them. The Event Timeline tab organizes complaint facts by date, showing related parties and claims. You can also filter by party on the left. The Defenses tab provides an analysis of each claim's elements. Select a drop-down to see more details. Here, view the elements for each claim, along with related facts from the complaint. This helps you determine if the complaint includes enough detail for each element. You can also review affirmative defenses. Affirmative defenses include primary authority supporting each defense in your jurisdiction. Including these defenses up front is important, as missing one can mean costly amendments or even losing the right to raise the defense later. As a court professional, you often need to analyze issues and citations in briefs filed by both parties and identify potential problems with cited authority. Judicial Analysis, part of Westlaw Advantage's Litigation Document Analyzer, uses artificial intelligence to review briefs and memos, suggest uncited relevant authority, and help judges and courts easily review and gain insights across multiple party filings. Discover how this tool can help you quickly analyze filings and gain deeper insights. To get started, select the Litigation Document Analyzer tile from the Westlaw Advantage homepage under Key Features. Next, select the Get Judicial Insight link from the Judicial Analysis tile on the right side of the screen. Your data remains secure throughout the process. Litigation Document Analyzer encrypts your file or text in transit via HTTPS and at rest. The system analyzes your entry to generate a report and does not use or store your data for any other purpose. Files are deleted within 24 hours after analysis, and reports are maintained temporarily for up to 48 hours. Generative AI processes the data using a zero-retention API only as Thomson Reuters, keeping your identity private. No Thomson Reuters employee or contractor can access your input. You can upload up to 6 documents. Drag and drop your files, or select the Choose File button to upload. Drag and drop each document from the left panel to assign it to the correct party listed on the right. You also have the option to upload briefs for only one party, if preferred. Arrange your files by dragging and dropping them into your preferred order. Enter a custom name for each party to make the judicial analysis report easier to review. When you are ready, select the Start Analysis button located at the bottom right of the screen. While your documents are being analyzed, you can minimize the processing screen and continue working on other tasks. On the Omitted Authority tab, you will find cases highly relevant to both parties' arguments that were not cited in any uploaded documents. Issue headings from the uploaded documents show where these cases apply. You can quickly identify which omitted authority corresponds to each document. Each party's tab displays cases relevant to their specific arguments that were not found in their documents. This feature saves time and directs you to relevant cases for further research. The Cited Authority tab displays all citations found in your uploaded documents, showing the most negative KeyCite treatment for each. This tab also flags you to any citation issues, including if citations match to a different authority on Westlaw, cite documents that are not available, or match multiple documents on Westlaw. To the right of the document, a number indicates how many citation issues were found in each document. Selecting the arrow to the left of the document name expands the view and provides additional information on the citation issue. This example shows that there was no citation found on Westlaw for Winter Garden. To collapse the citation issues, press the button in the top right corner of the page. Below the citation issues, view which cases were cited by each party and see if a citation was used by both. This feature allows you to quickly review cited cases and identify those that may need further analysis or may no longer be good law. The Language Analysis tab reviews all uploaded documents for possible misrepresentations of law, organized by party. Potential mischaracterizations are summaries generated by AI that show potential misrepresentations of the law. In this example, the statement is potentially inaccurate because it constitutes a misquote. Here again, you can view the citation issues by selecting the button in the top right corner of the page. The report highlights any quotes or paraphrases that may have been taken out of context and provides links to the full documents for further review. Use the filters on the left to narrow your results. After receiving your opponent's brief, use Litigation Document Analyzer to identify potential weaknesses. Litigation Document Analyzer, an advanced AI tool, builds on quick check by reviewing entire documents for inaccurate citations and misstatements of law. It automatically reviews opposing arguments, suggests counterarguments with supporting authority, and summarizes complex complaints into clear, actionable points. This helps you assess cases quickly and respond with confidence. To get started, select the Litigation Document Analyzer tile on the Westlaw Advantage homepage in Key Features. Next, select the Analyze an Opponent's Work link from the Brief or Memo Analysis tile on the left. Your data remains secure throughout the process. Litigation Document Analyzer encrypts your file or text in transit via HTTPS and at rest. The system analyzes your entry to generate a report and does not use or store your data for any other purpose. Files are deleted within 24 hours after analysis, and reports are maintained temporarily for up to 48 hours. Generative AI processes the data using a zero-retention API, identified only as Thomson Reuters, keeping your identity private. No Thomson Reuters employee or contractor can access your input. On this screen, upload your opponent's brief or enter a section of text with cited authority. To focus on a specific issue, copy and paste the relevant section with citations. To upload an entire brief, drag your document into the Upload area or select Choose File and pick your document. Litigation Document Analyzer supports Microsoft Word documents and PDFs. While Litigation Document Analyzer reviews your document, you can minimize the processing screen and continue working on other tasks. When your report is ready, you will see the Arguments and Counterarguments tab first. This tab provides an overview of opposing arguments, potential counterarguments, and supporting legal authority. At the top, the document summary gives you quick context for the case. The Warnings for Cited Authority tab lists any cases in your brief or memo with citation issues or negative treatment, ranked by severity. The first section alerts you to citations that match a different authority on Westlaw, cite unavailable documents, or match multiple documents. For each citation, Litigation Document Analyzer displays the criticizing case and the relevant text. Use KeyCite treatment filters to quickly review only the warning categories that matter most to you. The Language Analysis tab checks the brief for potential misrepresentations of law. The report highlights when quotes or paraphrases may have been taken out of context and provides links to view the full documents for additional context. All paraphrases and quotations are displayed automatically. Use filters on the left to narrow your results. The Table of Authorities tab shows cases cited in the document in a sortable list. You can print, email, or download this list. By default, cases appear alphabetically, but you can sort by order of appearance, depth of discussion, severity of negative treatment, or date. This tab also flags citation issues, such as matches to different authorities, unavailable documents, or multiple matches. The Recommendations tab lists cases and materials relevant to your brief's issues that your opponent did not cite. The authority is organized by the document's headings. Jump to any section by selecting the Navigate Headings button. Use built-in tools to review recommendations. Case details summarize the procedural background. Outcome highlights the holding related to the issue. Relevant text shows the most useful excerpt. Alerts identify if a recommended case relates to any already cited. Case tags indicate frequently cited cases, highest court decisions, or recent rulings. Filters on the left help narrow your results. Preparing to file a motion or brief often raises concerns, such as missing an important case or relying on outdated authority. Litigation Document Analyzer on Westlaw Advantage helps ease these concerns by securely analyzing your brief, suggesting highly relevant authority your research may have missed, providing an overview of opposing arguments, and detecting potential mischaracterizations. To begin, select the Litigation Document Analyzer tile from the Westlaw Advantage homepage under Key Features. Next, select the Analyze Your Work link from the Brief or Memo Analysis tile on the left. Your data remains secure throughout the process. Litigation Document Analyzer encrypts your file or text at rest and in transit via HTTPS. The system analyzes your entry to generate a report and does not use or store your data for any other purpose. Files are deleted within 24 hours after analysis, and reports are maintained temporarily for up to 48 hours. Generative AI processes the data using a zero-retention API, identified only as Thomson Reuters, keeping your identity private. No Thomson Reuters employee or contractor can access your input. On this screen, upload your brief or enter a selection of text with cited authority. For example, to focus on a specific issue, copy and paste the relevant section with citations. For this example, upload a brief in its entirety by dragging the document into the upload box or selecting Choose File and picking your document. Litigation Document Analyzer works with Microsoft Word documents and PDFs. Litigation Document Analyzer analyzes your document. You can minimize the processing screen and continue working on other tasks while the analysis completes. When your report is ready, the Arguments and Counterarguments tab appears first. This tab offers an overview of opposing arguments, potential counterarguments, and supporting legal authority, helping you anticipate challenges. At the top, a document summary provides quick context for users who are not familiar with the case. The Recommendations tab lists cases and materials relevant to your brief's issues that you have not yet cited. The authority is organized by your document's headings. Jump to any section by selecting the Navigate Headings button. Use built-in tools to review recommendations. Case details summarize the procedural background. Outcome highlights the holding related to your issue. Relevant text shows the most useful excerpt. Alerts identify if a recommended case relates to any already cited. Case tags indicate frequently cited cases, highest court decisions, or recent rulings. Filters on the left help narrow your results. The Warnings for Cited Authority tab lists any cases in your brief or memo with citation issues or negative treatment, ranked by severity. The first section alerts you to citations that match a different authority on Westlaw, cite unavailable documents, or match multiple documents. For each citation, Litigation Document Analyzer displays the criticizing case and the relevant text. Use KeyCite treatment filters to quickly review only the warning categories that matter most to you. The Language Analysis tab checks your brief for potential misrepresentations of law. The report highlights when quotes or paraphrases may have been taken out of context and provides links to view the full documents for additional context. All paraphrases and quotations are displayed automatically. Use filters on the left to narrow your results. The Table of Authorities tab displays cases cited in your document in a sortable list for easy printing, emailing, or downloading. By default, cases are listed alphabetically, but you can sort by order of appearance, depth of discussion, severity of negative treatment, or date. This tab also flags citation issues, including matches to different authorities, unavailable documents, or multiple matches.
Ensuring you've identified all possible claims before filing a complaint is crucial. Overlooking one might mean missing the opportunity to include it later. That's precisely why having a thorough grasp of the relevant claims or causes of action is essential from the get-go. Even the most experienced lawyers miss applicable claims. This happens all the time with amended pleadings from lawyers seeking to add additional claims later in litigation. Thankfully, with Claims Explorer from Westlaw Precision with CoCounsel, you can proceed with confidence, knowing that you've left no stone unturned in your claim identification process. Imagine that you are representing an immigrant that worked with a nonprofit that provided immigration bonds. The insurer of the bonds had access to the nonprofit's computer system. The insurer wrongfully accessed the immigrant's personal information, including emails between him and the nonprofit, then subsequently exposed the login information in a public court filing. Normally, you might start searching federal cases based on these facts. You would find the obvious state law claims like invasion of privacy and negligence, but you would only find one federal statutory claim, a claim under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFAA. But these are available in only 2 of the 20 results. You might try trial court documents next. However, you'd still only find the CFAA claim and expected common law claims. Finally, perhaps you'd run a search to see if there are other cases with similar facts where a CFAA claim was brought so you could see what other claims were brought alongside the CFAA claim. Now, you find that there is one more claim under the Store Communications Act. You might still wonder, is that all the federal claims you can bring, and have you found the best ones? You would have spent a lot of time reviewing documents and still missed the potential federal claim under the Wiretap Act, which is the best claim under this set of facts due to higher damages. If you were in California, you also would have missed multiple state statutory claims. Westlaw Precision with CoCounsel solves this problem with Claims Explorer. Claims Explorer was built specifically for the task of identifying the relevant federal claims based on your facts using the latest generative AI and content created for this purpose by Thomson Reuters attorney editors. While CoCounsel's appearance may vary slightly across platforms and with product updates, the core concepts and functionalities demonstrated in this video remain consistent. Your access to certain skills may depend on your organization's subscription. As a reminder, the CoCounsel skill or workflow is available anywhere you access CoCounsel. You'll locate the Claims Explorer tile on the homepage of Westlaw Precision with CoCounsel. Enter facts for which you think there is a potential legal claim. Claims Explorer returns results involving disputes between private parties or claims against government bodies that could involve damages. The most effective queries: 1. Are approximately 3 to 4 sentences long. 2. Describe the fact pattern in general language. 3. Include the types of parties involved rather than the names of the parties. 4. Don't write a fact pattern in the style of a prompt, command, or instruction. 5. Distinguish between parties to avoid ambiguity. Connect events and possessions with a party to clearly state the relationships between them and avoid misunderstood queries. You may see a list of your recent questions by selecting the hyperlink. Select your jurisdiction. Select the state, even if your jurisdiction is not represented, if you'd like to see common law claims. Once you've entered your facts, hit Enter on your keyboard or select the arrow to the right of the search box to run your search. You'll receive your result within a few minutes. You can toggle between federal and state claims. There are options to filter between fully supported claims and claims that might be applicable if one or more additional facts exist. It makes sure you don't miss a claim because a fact got left out and can even let you know about things you may want to investigate. Claims Explorer quickly found the CFAA claim, the Wiretap claim, and the Store Communications Act claim. Since in this scenario, you selected California as a jurisdiction, you would find the California statutory claims under the California Consumer Privacy Act and the Comprehensive Computer Data Access and Fraud Act, in addition to the expected common law claims such as negligence and invasion of privacy. Finally, you would find the constitutional claims, which can sometimes be brought against private parties in California. Claims Explorer found all the claims with one paragraph of facts, saving hours of work and helping you feel comfortable that you didn't miss a claim. Counterclaims are typically raised by the defendant in response to the plaintiff's initial complaint. They are filed as part of the defendant's answer to the complaint in a lawsuit. The timing and rules for raising counterclaims can vary depending on the jurisdiction and the specific rules of the court in which the case is being heard. Counterclaims must generally be raised at the time the defendant files their answer to the plaintiff's complaint. This is usually within a specific time frame after being served with the original lawsuit, often 20 to 30 days depending on the court's rules. Ensuring you have identified all possible counterclaims before filing an answer to a complaint is crucial. Overlooking one might mean missing the opportunity to include it later. Thankfully, with Claims Explorer from Westlaw Precision with CoCounsel, you can proceed with confidence, knowing that you've left no stone unturned in your counterclaim identification process. Imagine that you are representing a company that produces generic drugs. They are being sued for patent infringement by a drug manufacturer based on a generic anti-inflammatory, NSAID, drug that they plan to produce. However, you believe the underlying patents are invalid because they are clearly anticipated by prior art and unpatentable. The manufacturer prosecuted the patent and may have withheld prior art information from the PTO. The PTO approved the patent, which allowed the drug manufacturer to file this patent infringement suit to prevent your client from entering the market with their bioequivalent generic drug. You want to research which counterclaims could be brought against the manufacturer. Normally, you may have begun your search in cases or trial court documents. You would have spent a lot of time reviewing documents and still missed the potential federal counterclaim under the Sherman Act. The facts given to Claims Explorer do not include the kinds of behavior that are usually actionable under the Sherman Act's prohibitions against monopoly business practices, but that behavior could easily exist with this set of facts. While CoCounsel's appearance may vary slightly across platforms and with product updates, the core concepts and functionalities demonstrated in this video remain consistent. Your access to certain skills may depend on your organization's subscription. As a reminder, the CoCounsel skill or workflow is available anywhere you access CoCounsel. To begin, locate the Claims Explorer tile on the homepage of Westlaw Precision with CoCounsel. Enter facts for which you think there are potential legal claims. Claims Explorer returns results involving disputes between private parties or claims against government bodies that could involve damages. The most effective queries: 1. Are approximately 3 to 4 sentences long. 2. Describe the fact pattern in general language. 3. Include the types of parties involved rather than the names of the parties. 4. Don't write a fact pattern in the style of a prompt, command, or instruction. 5. Distinguish between parties to avoid ambiguity. Connect events and possessions with a party to clearly state the relationships between them and avoid misunderstood queries. You may see a list of your recent questions by selecting the hyperlink. Select your jurisdiction in the top right corner. Even if you do not see your jurisdiction represented, select the state to ensure common law claims are included in your results. Then select Save. Once you've entered your facts, hit Enter on your keyboard or select the arrow to the right of the search box to run your search. You'll receive your result within a few minutes. You can toggle between federal and state claims. There are options to filter between fully supported claims and claims that might be applicable if one or more additional facts exist. It makes sure you don't miss a claim because a fact got left out and can even let you know about things you may want to investigate. In this case, the Sherman Act may apply if additional facts are true. Note the last couple of sentences here. Additional facts that would be necessary to support this claim would include evidence of the manufacturer's intent to restrain trade or commerce, such as communications or agreements indicating a plan to monopolize the market for the drug in question. If such evidence could be found, it would strengthen the claim under Section 1 of the Sherman Act. Claims Explorer found all the counterclaims with one paragraph of facts, saving hours of work and helping you feel comfortable that you didn't miss a claim. Challenging a plaintiff's claims is a fundamental aspect of legal defense. By researching and identifying strong defenses, lawyers can directly address the substance of the plaintiff's allegations, arguing why the defendant is not liable. This can involve demonstrating that the defendant fulfilled their contractual obligations
or that the plaintiff breached the contract first. Such defenses are essential in building a robust case and protecting the client's interests. Additionally, understanding potential defenses is a key component of developing a comprehensive legal strategy. By anticipating the opposing counsel's arguments and preparing counterarguments, lawyers can better navigate the complexities of the legal process. This strategic approach not only strengthens the defense, but also enhances the lawyer's ability to advocate effectively for their client. Claims Explorer identifies potential claims based on your facts to evaluate the strength of the claim and any potential defenses in your case. With Claims Explorer's new Defense Finder feature, every single claim has a link to quickly trigger initial research in AI-assisted research on defenses for that specific section or subsection. Imagine that you are representing an immigrant that worked with a nonprofit that provided immigration bonds. The insurer of the bonds had access to the nonprofit's computer system. The insurer wrongfully accessed the immigrant's personal information, including emails between him and the nonprofit, then subsequently exposed the login information in a public court filing. While CoCounsel's appearance may vary slightly across platforms and with product updates, the core concepts and functionalities demonstrated in this video remain consistent. Your access to certain skills may depend on your organization's subscription. As a reminder, the CoCounsel skill or workflow is available anywhere you access CoCounsel. Begin by selecting the Claims Explorer tile from the Westlaw Precision homepage. Select your jurisdiction and include all the potentially relevant facts in a descriptive, abstract manner, and leave out excess information. Press Send once you've entered all pertinent information. Claims Explorer will begin to process your query. Claims Explorer identifies potential claims based on your facts, including a potential claim under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act or CFAA. Now, you want to research any potential defenses to the claims. Having defenses in Claims Explorer allows you to quickly move from looking at a list of claims into researching specific claims and defenses using AI-assisted research. Let's look at the defenses for 18 U.S.C.A. Section 1030A2 by selecting the link. AI-assisted research opens in a new window that automatically runs the search in the relevant jurisdiction for defenses for that specific claim under your fact pattern. Each link in Claims Explorer will run a search in a new browser tab. You can run up to 3 simultaneous searches at once. AI-assisted research quickly identifies potential defenses for a claim under 18 U.S.C.A. Section 1030A2, including a rarity in a civil case that you might not think of immediately. The potential application of the rule of lenity, which may apply because the CFAA is a criminal statute with a civil component. Now let's look at if you had chosen the link for defenses to a claim under 18 U.S.C.A. Section 1030A4. You would also find a discussion of lack of intent to defraud. The defenses are unique to the claim. Assessing liability allows an organization to handle reported incidents responsibly and sustainably, ensuring long-term operational success and compliance with ethical standards. A reported incident can have many consequences, including legal, financial, and reputational implications. Claims Explorer is a generative AI feature on Westlaw Precision. Whether you are filing a lawsuit, bringing counterclaims, or checking for potential liability based on a set of facts, identifying the applicable claims is the first step. You want to find all the claims to make sure you haven't missed anything. Claims Explorer focuses on the facts and not on who is writing them. It can alert you to potentially relevant additional facts and be used to drive investigation and assess potential liability based on hypothetical facts or a reported incident. Imagine that you are representing a company that began offering stock and they may have had access to material, non-public information about their financial outlook that they did not share in the registration statement or prospectus. They participated in drafting, reviewing, and approving statements, releases, analyst reports, SEC filings, and other public statements that ended up being inaccurate. Investors ended up purchasing stock at an inflated price as a result and have suffered substantial financial loss. What actions might be brought against this company? Normally, you may have begun your search in cases or trial court documents. You would have spent a lot of time reviewing documents and still missed claims. You'll find the Claims Explorer tile on the homepage of Westlaw Precision with CoCounsel. Enter facts for which you think there are potential legal claims. Claims Explorer returns results involving disputes between private parties or claims against government bodies that could involve damages. The most effective queries: 1. Are approximately 3 to 4 sentences long. 2. Describe the fact pattern in general language. 3. Include the types of parties involved rather than the names of the parties. 4. Don't write a fact pattern in the style of a prompt, command, or instruction. 5. Distinguish between parties to avoid ambiguity. Connect events and possessions with a party to clearly state the relationships between them and avoid misunderstood queries. You may see a list of your recent questions by selecting the hyperlink. Select your jurisdiction in the top right corner. Select a state, even if your jurisdiction is not represented, if you want to make sure common law claims are included in your results. Then select Save. Once you've entered your facts, hit Enter on your keyboard or select the arrow to the right of the search box to run your search. You'll receive your result within a few minutes. You can toggle between federal and state claims. There are options to filter between fully supported claims and claims that might be applicable if one or more additional facts exist. It makes sure you don't miss a claim because a fact got left out and can even let you know about things you may want to investigate. Claims Explorer found multiple possible claims with one paragraph of facts, saving hours of work and helping you feel comfortable that you didn't miss a claim.
Understanding your assigned judge can transform your case strategy. How does this judge rule on motions similar to yours? What precedents do they rely on? How do they approach expert testimony? Gathering these insights manually requires hours of document review and analysis. Litigation Analytics consolidates this critical information into a single, searchable platform, allowing you to focus on building your case rather than hunting for data. To begin, select the Litigation Analytics tile from the Westlaw Advantage homepage. Under the Judges tab, begin entering the judge's name, then select it from the search box dropdown. In this example, we'll enter and select the Honorable Beth Jantz. The Overview page displays Judge Jantz's biography and key analytics. This includes ruling patterns for plaintiffs versus defendants on specific motion types, average time to issue orders, case type experience, appeals history, and recent federal activity. You can filter these analytics by case type, court, and date using the options on the left. To see how long Judge Jantz takes to rule on a motion to dismiss, in labor and employment cases, filter by case type and select labor and employment. The Overview page reveals Judge Jantz takes an average of 26 days to rule on motions to dismiss in labor and employment cases. Select the tabs across the top to explore specific analytics. The Know Your Judge tab analyzes rulings and related documents presented to your judge, identifying how they've handled situations similar to yours. Enter details in at least one field, claims or facts, to generate the report. To include a precedent report, activate the toggle button at the bottom of the page. Then select Continue. Refine or expand the search parameters based on your initial results before sending them for analysis. Fewer selected rulings reduce processing time. More rulings increase runtime. Refine works best with more than 50 documents. Expand works best with 10 or fewer results. Use the toggle at the bottom of the page to view options for expanding your analysis. Select Continue when ready. Access your completed results in history. Enable email notifications to receive results when they're ready. Let's review the Know Your Judge report sections. The Claims-Based tab analyzes how the judge has treated user-provided claims. The Fact-Based tab analyzes how the judge has treated user-provided and similar facts. The Precedent-Based tab analyzes the precedent the judge most often relies on, along with the reasoning in rulings involving similar claims or facts. These are precedents used within the cases reviewed for the claims and facts reports. The Order Summary tab summarizes all analyzed orders, briefly explaining claims, facts, and reasoning. The Experience tab provides detailed insights into the judge's experience and caseload. Use the available filters to refine the information displayed to your specific needs. Outcomes displays the various ways parties resolved cases before this judge. Use outcomes to set realistic client expectations about potential case resolutions and timelines. Motions displays your judge's top motion types, grant percentages, and average ruling times for specific motion types. This information informs budget estimates, resource allocation, timeline development, and client expectation management. Precedent reveals your judge's citation patterns. The key number topics display those Judge Jantz cites most frequently. This information proves valuable when drafting motions and documents. With certain case or motion types, your judge may regularly cite specific seminal cases for points of law. Include these in your briefing. Expert Challenges reviews a judge's previous rulings on the admission or exclusion of expert testimony. Judge Jantz has no data in the Appeals tab, but Appeals typically shows how often the judge's decisions are affirmed or overturned on appeal. The References tab displays resources related to the judge on Westlaw Advantage, including cases, trial court orders, trial court documents, secondary sources, and dockets.
You must ensure that your expert is qualified and that their opinions will not run the risk of being excluded by a judge. Profiler can help you find and retain the best experts for your case, as well as prepare effective cross-examinations of expert witnesses. To start, type Profiler into the Westlaw Advantage search bar and select it from the drop-down options. Next, select Expert Witnesses. This template allows you to search for experts by name, location, area of expertise, and key terms, and automatically runs a Boolean terms and connectors search. For example, Nicholas DePace was entered in the first and last name field. The template will create the search with the within 3 connector between Nicholas and DePace to capture potential variances on the name, such as a last name listed first. Hit Enter or select the orange search button to continue. Select an expert from the results page. You will then see brief details on the expert, as well as tabs for any references, reports, and testimonials. To start, select the Reports tab. Next, select Expert Challenge Report. This report can be used to evaluate the expert's litigation experience, identify potential weaknesses in the expert's testimony, and review how judges have ruled when an expert's testimony was challenged. Select hyperlinked content to review testimony, related court orders, and other information. You can leverage this information to vet expert witnesses before hiring them for your cases, or use it to develop a strategy for cross-examination and challenges of an opposing party's expert witness. Next, return to the Reports tab and select Expert Evaluator Report. The Expert Evaluator Report is a great starting place as you research potential expert witnesses. You can learn about an expert's litigation experience and prior court appearances and jury verdicts, review an expert's past clients, and read the expert's testimony, depositions, and other court filings. Select the hyperlinked number to review the relevant materials. Now, let's look at the References tab. This tab allows you to quickly get into targeted expert materials on a known individual. The column on the left gives you access to content like expert testimony, trial transcripts, dockets, and resumes. You can review court-filed resumes to determine how an expert's experiences have changed over time. Remember, if you select content in any of these reports or materials that is not included in your Westlaw subscription, a notification will pop up with options to access the content for an additional charge. Selecting the X or cancel will not result in any charges. In some cases, you may want to conduct a broader, general search across all available expert witness content or to search within a specific jurisdiction. To search across the relevant resources, return to the Westlaw Advantage homepage. Then select the Expert Materials link under the Content Types tab. Here you will see the available content groups to search for specific document types, such as resumes, depositions, and trial transcripts. Or you can select a jurisdiction. Next time you need to research an expert witness, use these tools to quickly gather relevant information and inform your case strategy.